The story about a prince who would come to be known as Scar and an orphan named Mufasa.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the questions we're hoping Mufasa the Lion King will answer to shed light on the untold chapters of this Disney ruler and his pride's lives.
The circle is broken. There will be one Lion King.
Number 10. So, how much of the Pride Lands does the light touch exactly? In The Lion King, Mufasa gives Simba a glimpse of his future, pointing out the vast savannah he'll rule one day.
Look, Simba, everything the light touches is our kingdom.
But everything the light touches? That's a bit vague, don't you think? What happens when the sun sets or it's cloudy? Do the borders just shift? And who decided sunlight was a reasonable marker for a kingdom's boundaries? Was there some kind of royal summit where everyone agreed on this?
All of this will belong to me.
It belongs to no one, but will be yours to protect. A great responsibility.
Honestly, basing an entire kingdom on something as unpredictable as sunlight feels a little shaky. We just need someone to explain the logic behind this whole light touches rule because, as it stands, it raises more questions than it answers.
Everything the light touches belongs to someone else.
Funny, I thought you were going a whole different direction with this.
Number 9. Who decided all hyenas are villainous? It's hard to believe an entire species could be bad, but in The Lion King, all the hyenas are seemingly Team Scar.
But if you do this, you will start a war with Mufasa!
Hyenas and lions have been at war since the beginning of time. But Mufasa's bloodline will end here!
What went down between lions and hyenas to make the whole cackle turn against the pride? One theory suggests they symbolize marginalized groups in society, drawn to Scar's promise of shaking up the food chain.
What could you possibly offer us?
A place where you can fill your bellies. Where everything the light touches is yours for the kill.
It kind of tracks, especially with the movie's subtle nods to darker moments in history. The 1994 film did hyenas dirty, describing them as, quote, slobbering, mangy, stupid poachers. Reportedly, that depiction offended some hyena biologists so much that one tried to sue Disney, and another called for a boycott. Here's hoping the prequel finally unpacks this interspecies beef.
Oh, young master, one day you will be king. Then you can chase those slobbering, mangy, stupid poachers from dawn until dusk.
Number 8. How does a top-of-the-food-chain predator maintain a kingdom? Okay, so in The Lion King, Mufasa explains the circle of life to Simba.
Don't we eat the antelope?
Yes, Simba, but let me explain. When we die, our bodies become the grass, and the antelope eat the grass. And so, we are all connected in the great circle of life.
The symbolism is nice and all, but it makes zero sense. And no, we're not talking about lions turning into grass. Lions are at the top of the food chain, and as Simba later confirms again, they're carnivores.
Yeah, I'm starved. I can eat a whole zebra.
Oh, here we go. No, kid. We're fresh out of zebra.
And the antelope?
Uh-oh.
If our rulers were likely to eat us, we wouldn't be lining up to celebrate their kid's birth. You know, a new predator and another mouth to feed. So how did the lions manage to rule a kingdom made up largely of their prey? Also, they're definitely outnumbered. What is this ruling minority doing that makes everyone else think, yeah, this is totally fine?
Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance. As king, you need to understand that balance and respect all the creatures, from the crawling ant to the leaping antelope.
Number 7. What's the deal with Nala's father? There are a few theories about who Nala's father might be, and with so few males in the pride, it usually comes down to an unnamed lion who's no longer around, Scar, or Mufasa.
Ew! That's not gonna happen, Zazu.
Never, ever.
Nala and I are friends. And besides, she's afraid of rhinos.
And he's never eaten an impala.
I tried it once.
There were apparently plans to introduce another male as Nala's dad in the original animation, but that idea got scrapped. The creators were clearly aware of the implications, but perhaps hoped no one would catch on. We totally did.
One day you two are going to be married.
Yuck! Ew. I can't marry her. She's my friend. Yeah, it'd be so weird.
In The Lion Guard, Rafiki mentions another lion who could be Nala's father, but we don't get much more info. Since Mufasa could tie into the Lion Guard timeline, it's the perfect opportunity to finally clear this up once and for all.
Your heart is racing, Kaya. I am surprised you are able to stay so calm.
It's not easy.
Number 6. Why did no one ever suspect Scar? Like, ever. From their first interaction in The Lion King, it's clear there's tension between the brothers.
Sarabi and I didn't see you at the presentation of Simba. Was that today? Must have slipped my mind.
They argue about Scar skipping Simba's presentation ceremony and his belief that he should be king. He even warns Mufasa not to turn his back on him.
Don't turn your back on me, Scar.
Oh no, Mufasa, perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on me.
Is that a challenge?
I wouldn't dream of challenging you again.
If we look at The Lion Guard, which shows Scar's transformation into a villain after a snake bite, it's clear his attempts to overthrow Mufasa started long before we met him. Given the brothers aren't exactly close, and Scar's feelings are pretty clear, why did no one think, hey, maybe we should keep an eye on this guy?
My first plot for vengeance was spoiled when I lost the roar. My second plan later succeeded. Mufasa was king no more.
Instead, they traumatized generations of kids with one of Disney's most devastating moments.
Long live the king.
Number 5. Do Scar and Sarabi have a past? In the 2019 live-action remake, Scar casually drops the fact that he and Sarabi have a somewhat complicated history.
We can finally take whatever we want.
We?
Long ago, you chose Mufasa over me, but now there is a new king.
Now that Mufasa's out of the picture, he expects her to step up as his queen. Naturally, she turns him down. But seriously, they were just going to dangle that in front of us with no further explanation?
Of course, I meant no disrespect towards His Majesty. Or Sarabi. As you know, I have tremendous respect for the Queen.
Was it an unrequited love, or are we talking full-on love triangle? Scar claims she chose Mufasa over him. Okay, but why? Or was it even a choice? Maybe this is just his take on a bitter rejection, or are they telling us that Sarabi once had feelings for Scar too? We need answers.
Take your place by my side, and we will feast together.
I will never be your queen.
And from now on, the lions will eat after the hyenas. And they don't leave much behind.
Number 4. What was the exact moment Scar turned on his brother? If you've only watched The Lion King, you'd think Scar's grudge is just about being bumped down the royal line by Simba. Or maybe he's also salty that Mufasa ended up with the lioness of his dreams.
Well, I was first in line, until the little hairball was born.
That hairball is my son, and your future king.
Oh, I shall practice my curtsy.
However, The Lion Guard offers more backstory. Back when Scar was known as a Skari, or Taka, a cobra bite filled him with venom, literally and figuratively.
But the strange lion was scheming and had a friend I didn't see. That's how I got my scar.
And what does Mufasa do? Be the loving big brother Scar needed? Nope, he mocks him and slaps him with the nickname Scar. That seems to be the moment Scar decided, you know what, this family sucks.
Plenty to be praised near and far for stopping that treacherous thing. But Mufasa just nicknamed me Scar. Then I knew that he shouldn't be king.
So will the prequel lean into this sibling drama or take us in a whole new direction? Number 3. What kind of relationship did Mufasa and Scar have before everything changed? The prequel reportedly follows Mufasa, an orphan who befriends and is taken in by Prince Taka's family. Yep, that's right, Mufasa bumped the natural-born heir from the line of succession.
We do not associate with outsiders. Taka is the future king. We must protect the bloodline.
Yet stories like The Lion Guard suggest they weren't always at each other's throats. Apparently, there was a time when the brothers worked together to protect the pride.
You and Tucker together, that is home. Now both of you go. Find your place in the circle of life.
It does make us wonder how much their parents may have contributed to their eventual rivalry. Surely the brothers were somewhat close before things fell apart, considering Mufasa tried to keep Scar in his life and never suspected he'd resort to fratricide. Hopefully the prequel will show us happier times when they were best bros.
I have a secret, Mufasa. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother.
Number 2. What is Scar's deal? We've talked a lot about the Lion Guard. It's essentially the only canon backstory we've had for Scar until now.
Have I ever told you how I got my scar? No, you haven't. I wasn't much older than Kion when it happened. Back when I was leader of my Lion Guard.
It showed us how he went from being the leader of the Lion Guard to plotting against the king. Now with Mufasa, we don't know if they'll draw from that story or take a totally different approach.
The circle is broken. There will be one Lion King.
Either way, it's something we really want answers to. We know the Lion King is loosely based on Hamlet, but that still doesn't explain Scar's motives. Sure, the fact that Mufasa is his adopted brother does complicate matters. While we'll never forgive Scar for what he did, we're definitely curious about what pushed him to do it.
That's why I still am scarred from when I led the God.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. How did Mufasa become the king we know in The Lion King?
A lion was born without a drop of nobility in his blood. A lion who would change our lives forever. Mufasa.
As we mentioned, Prince Taka befriends an orphaned cub named Mufasa, who's then adopted into his family. Now, Mufasa must have been something really special for the king and queen to think, yeah, he's probably better suited to reign one day.
We are nearing destiny, Mufasa. And so, the earth must shake.
We're definitely curious to see that story unfold and watch Mufasa grow into the character we know. While Simba may have idolized his dad, there may be some who disagree. The prequel will likely show Mufasa's trials and errors on his path to kingship, and we bet not every step will be so regal. Overall, we imagine that this will be a tale of self-discovery as Mufasa finds his place in the circle of life.
You and Tucker together, that is home. Now both of you go. Find your place in the circle of life.
What's got you lying awake at night about Mufasa's past? Let us know in the comments what's the main question you hope gets answered.
I did it! I saved us!
You were saying?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.